Sports Talk Unplugged. Let's get it. On Tampa Bay this weekend, especially versus the Detroit Lions. All right, Tom Brady came out and had a great game against a depleted Detroit defense. All right, they won that game 47-7. All right, so that was a big deal. I like that pass right there to Mike Evans. But we got to talk about what really happened with the LA Raiders against the Miami Dolphins, because this pass right here, Derek Carr to Aguilar, was just simply fantastic. All right, ran that ball in for the TD. But the thing is, the Dolphins came back and did it just like this. And it's so crazy like that. Threw it down. Fitzmagic came down, set him up for a field goal that could possibly win the game. And guess what happened? They made the field goal. All right, and it is what it is, man. Miami Dolphins, man, winning games, 10-5. Doing big things, all right? Got to talk about the San Francisco 49ers that won that game 20-12 versus the Arizona Cardinals. Running back Jeff Wilson ran for 183 yards and caught one pass for a TD. But, man, my prime time game for this whole week right here is this one right here, man. All right, talking about a great game right here between the Tennessee Titans versus the Green Bay Packers. Man, it's going to be a great game on Sunday night. That game comes on at 7:20. All right, so let me come back. I'm going to readdress that game right there. But let's just go back right here, all right? Let's just get back to it. Let's talk about what we got going on tomorrow in the NFL, the games in the 12 p.m. slot. All right, you got a 77 Chicago team versus Jacksonville. Chicago could possibly get into the playoffs. We'll see. All right, Cincinnati versus Houston. Nobody's getting into the playoffs there. Cleveland versus New York Jets. Cleveland should get into the playoffs. Got a 10-4 Indianapolis team versus 11-3 Pittsburgh team, which should be a great game. I'll definitely tune in and watch that game. That should be on everybody's channel, man. That's for sure. Kansas City playing Atlanta in Kansas City. All right, Arrowhead Stadium. New York Giants versus Baltimore, playing in Baltimore. Baltimore's 9-5. Hopefully they can make it to the playoffs. We're talking about right now the 305 slot. Denver versus the LA Chargers, 2 5-9 teams who definitely are not making it to the playoffs. And then you got a 4-10 Carolina team, which is matched up against a 6-8 NFC East Washington Redskins team. This is interesting because Washington Redskins, they may be 6-8. They can possibly make it into the playoffs. Real talk, because you got a 325 game. Philly versus Dallas. Philly is 4-1. Dallas is 5-9. What's really going to happen? And you're talking about a Philadelphia team with Jalen Hurts as the starter, and he's been looking good ever since he's been starting over Carson Wentz. Got the offense moving. Also in the 325 slot, LA Rams versus the Seattle, I want to say Supersonics, because the way Russell Wilson has these guys playing, man, these guys are playing good, man. But it's the Seattle Seahawks, man. But Russell Wilson is the only reason why this team is actually moving. And if Russell does not move, this team is not going to move. And even Sierra knows, all right? Real talk. So let's move on down. We're going to come back down because you already know, man, it's the real deal, the game that we are talking about, man. And this is what you got to be careful for right here, man. If you are Green Bay, you got to watch out for my guy right here, all right? Mr. Derrick Henry and everything that he can do for the Tennessee Titans, man. Real talk, man. It's a great player. Great player. University of Alabama running back Derrick Henry. Did you see that? Hope so. Because this is what Green Bay has to watch out for when they play. These guys right here. And it's not the only player that you got to watch out for, because you also got to watch out for Davis. And you got to also watch out for the other wide receiver, A.J. Brown. Mike Vrabel has his team going hard. Real talk. They're doing better than they did last year. So you already know they're definitely going to make it to the playoffs, no matter what Indianapolis does. All right? Derrick Henry is the real reason behind all of this, man. He should have made it into the end zone. This one, like I said, I'll tell you stuff before it happens. He almost made it right there. But you know what? I'm going to let this play stick on because I'm going to show you what this guy can do because he's a great player in the NFL and should amass over 2,000 yards for the season. And the Tennessee Titans, who they have to watch out for? My guy right here, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, because he's the man. He can flip that ball out so quick, just like that, just like what you saw, just like this. He just flips the ball out effortlessly, just like that. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a great player. He already won a Super Bowl already. Okay, the defense is playing pretty good this year. Otherwise, they wouldn't be 11-3. Tennessee Titans are 10-4. But this is what you got to watch out for. This is a veteran quarterback and things that he can do in the National Football League. Aaron Rodgers, all right, won a Super Bowl already. Surveys the field, knows which play to run. He knows how to play the game. All right. So this is going to be the greatest game. Also, Monday Night Football, 11-3 Buffalo is playing the 6-8 New England Patriots. All right. Bill Belichick is pretty much out of there. You know, they ask him questions about who's starting the quarterback. You know, he acts like he has a problem with answering questions. It doesn't even matter, Bill Belichick. If you're not going to be there, New England Patriots, you won't be there. City of Boston, you won't be there. I know. It's all good. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on Sports Talk. Appreciate you joining me. Catch the games, NFL. I want to thank CBS. NFL Network, I do not own the rights to any of them. Videos, anything you saw. Music, yeah, I could deal with that. But anything else, it's just not me. Editing is me, though. William Allen, Sports Talk Unplugged. Thank you for joining me. I'm your host. Catch me soon. Guess what? I'll be back.